Good morning, dear students. Myself is Sumit, and today we'll be doing the first chapter, The Living World. In today's lecture, we talk about botanical gardens within the topic taxonomic aids. In the last lecture, we read about herbarium, which is one of the taxonomic aid, and as we know, herbarium is a storehouse of collected plant specimens that are dried, pressed, and preserved on herbarium seeds. In today's lecture, we'll focusing on a very small topic, botanical gardens. Botanical garden is a collection of living plants. In herbarium, we have to collect the plant tissue, dead plant tissues. But in botanical botanical gardens is a collection of living plants designed chiefly to illustrate relationship within plant groups. Botanical garden is usually a large area in which many plants of native or indigenous area are placed or are situated. It is a type of ex situ conservation technique. There are two types of conservation technique, in situ and ex situ. In situ conservation means within habitat conservation. When we conserve a plant species or an animal species within their native place, it is called in situ conservation. Like if we are talking about national parks, national park is usually a type of in situ conservation or ex situ conservation. A large area is protected, so national park is a type of in situ conservation, and in that particular area all the species of plants and animals are also protected. But in botanical gardens, a plant is collected from any area and finally uh, grow up or placed in the botanical garden area. So it is a type of ex situ. Ex situ conservation means other than the native place, other than the natural habitat. So what is the major objective of botanical garden? One of the major objective of botanical garden is to maintain extensive collection of plants. A large extensive collection of plant is maintained within the botanical gardens, and uh, all the plants which are present within the botanical gardens is labeled with their common name, their scientific name, the family, and somehow the regions of their origins. So one can easily identify the plant by the labeled board which is placed within the plant. The plant species in these gardens are grown for Main purpose is identification, and each plant is labeled. Labeling means common name and scientific name, family, etc. is labeled on the plant. So main purpose of the botanical garden is identification purpose. There is relationship within plants groups and maintain the extensive collection of plants. There are the botanical gardens are reservoirs. These are the reservoir plants of usually the valuable heritable characteristics, valuable plants, economically important plant, herbal plants, medicinal plants, even if we are talking vegetable plants, all types of plants are there, which are usually act as the reservoir whenever we need some rare or rare plant. The rare plants are usually placed within an a botanical garden. These plants can generated from the plant which is present in the botanical garden. So these are the reservoir of valuable heritable characters and important in the breeding of new varieties of plants. So botanical gardens are also very important for plant breeding programs. Now, let we talk about some of the major botanical gardens of our country as well as of the world. So first we talk about the words botanical garden, some of the words botanical garden, and the first one is the Royal Botanical Garden, which is the oldest botanical garden known. It is located in Kew, England. So this is the oldest botanical garden and the largest botanical garden of the world. It have over 30,000 different kinds of plant species. There are an extensive collection of 30,000 plant species, and it also have the largest herbarium collection. A very beautiful botanical garden is Royal Botanical Garden. There are many specific features of this botanical garden, including the palm house. The second botanical garden, the word within the word botanical garden is Singapore Botanical Garden. It is located in Singapore and it is listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. UNESCO is the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. The full form of UNESCO is United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. So, the Singapore Botanical Garden, Singapore is listed as the UNESCO World Heritage Site. Um, the Valley of Flower in Uttarakhand is also one of the UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Taj Mahal is also the World Heritage Site listed by the UNESCO. Then the next one is Denver Botanical Garden, which is present in Colorado, USA. This is the largest botanical garden of North America. Now, come to the botanical gardens which are present in India. Some of the botanical gardens which are present in India include the Indian Botanical Garden, which is located in Howrah, Kolkata. It is also known as Kolkata Botanical Garden. The first name of this botanical garden is Royal Botanical Garden. It is the complete name of this botanical garden is Acharya Jagdish Chandra Bose Indian Botanical Garden, and this one is the largest botanical garden in India. It is the oldest and largest botanical garden in India. The main attraction of this botanical garden is the great banyan tree, which is the most large tree area wise in the world. It have the great banyan tree have more than 50,000 prop roots, which act as all of them usually act as an individual tree. So it is so this plant form a forest of a single tree. The second one is the Lalbaug Botanical Garden, Bangalore or Bangaluru. It is also known as the Bangaluru Botanical Garden or Lalbaug Botanical Garden. This botanical garden include around 1824 species of plants. It was usually the concept of हैदर अली ने इस बॉटनिकल गार्डन्स को बनाने की शुरुआत की थी, फाउंडेशन रखी थी, एंड इट इज़ यूजुअली कंप्लीटेड बाय हिज सन टीपू सुल्तान. तो टीपू सुल्तान ने इसको बनाया था. देन इट इज़ नोन एज द लालबाग बॉटनिकल गार्डन. द थर्ड वन इज द ललॉयड or Lloyd Botanical Garden. It is located in Darjeeling and also known as the Darjeeling Botanical Garden. The land of this botanical garden was donated by William Lloyd, so it is named Lloyd Botanical Garden by the name of William Lloyd. It have also many attractions like the orchid house, the glass house, the palm house, etc. The next one is the National Botanical Garden. It is located in Lucknow, the capital of Uttar Pradesh. It is also a research institute within the and known as NBRI, National Botanical Research Institute. National Botanical Research Institute. Under CSIR, and the full form of CSIR is Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. So these are some of the botanical gardens of India. There are many more botanical gardens. So, in today's lecture, we talk about some of the botanical gardens. In the next lecture, we'll be talking about the zoological parks and keys. Then this chapter will complete. Thank you, students.